designer based in London. She is the CEO and the creative brain behind the award-winning business Fabric of Africa Frames. So Bertha, if you're ready, please just come and tell us all about your story and impart your wisdom to us. Thank you, Bertha.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much to Dawn for inviting me to come on and speak today. It has been absolutely amazing listening to all the previous speakers and very much inspired by Antoinetta as well. So my name is Bertha Wensah, and I am the owner of Fabric of Africa Art. And basically, I create bespoke handmade art using African fabric, mainly sourced in Ghana. I also use recycled fabric to create a whole range of different art pieces. So my journey actually started back in 2018, where I came back from Ghana. I'd been there for about 3 years or so, and I came back from Ghana, and to be honest, I actually thought that when I came back, looking for work would be an easy thing because I'd lived here for so long. But the reality was that when I came back, looking for work was quite hard. I found it quite frustrating up to a certain point, but I carried on. And I was invited by a friend of mine to come for lunch. I went to her house, and after leaving there, I discovered that she had this beautiful piece of artwork that was created with fabric. Very simple, but very unique. And I was inspired by that piece of artwork. I went home and I thought to myself, first of all, my initial reaction to the artwork was, wow, I would love to have that in my own house, but I wasn't living on my own at the time. So I thought to myself, maybe I could play around with something and see what I could create. So that's what I did. I didn't have any money at the time because I hadn't been working, but I knew that I could create. And so what I did was I went to Deptford Market. I had probably about £10 or plus, amounts of money. I went to Deptford Market and I bought a 2-yard piece of fabric for £2. And I'd probably spent about £5 to buy a frame. After buying that frame, I came home and I just used what else was around the house to create my piece of artwork. That was just a little something that I thought I would attempt. It was never my intention to start a business, creating art, because my background is actually in education. And so it wasn't something that I had intentionally thought to myself, yes, I'm going to start a business and I'm going to be able, to create art to sell. No, that wasn't it. My thought initially was just to create something beautiful to gift as, a belated birthday gift for my younger brother. So what I did after that, and I just posted it on my WhatsApp group. I didn't tell anybody that it was me. I didn't tell them how I created it. I just literally put it out there and I said to people, what do you think of this piece of artwork? Would you buy it? Is it something that you think is, worth paying money for? So in effect, I kind of did a little bit of a market research just to, kind of find out and feel what people thought. But even still, it wasn't a thing where I thought to myself, oh, I could create these and sell. I thought I would actually start doing that for family and friends, for birthdays or Christmases or things like that. But that was not the case. So I found out that, social media played a heavy, heavy role in my work. And again, because people know me for posting other people's work, and I've never really given it away that I create art. Unlike Antoinetta, who has studied art, I didn't study art. I started doing art probably just in primary school, as you do part of your, art classes. Secondary school, again, a few art and design classes here and there. And then sixth form, I did art but I didn't go further with it at all. It was just something that I enjoy doing because I know that I create quite well with my hands, and so I just enjoy creating art. So the use of social media for me played a heavy role, as I said, and this kind of allowed people to see what I was doing. So many people were confused. They weren't sure whether it was me, whether I was close to me, knew that it was my work. But eventually, it kind of blew up because I was nominated on social media for an award. And this was only probably, 8 months plus into me starting what I was doing. I'd had the opportunity to travel across the UK to exhibit, to show, to kind of create an awareness of what I was doing. And the reason why I think I did that is because I had such a positive feedback from so many people. Orders literally started coming in from right, left and center, and it was just a boost to my confidence, because at the time I wasn't working. I didn't have that much money either, so me getting the boost from friends and family, it kind of enabled me to put myself out there a little bit more and actually believe in what I was doing. Because before, I didn't set out for it to become a business or for me to even create anything to sell. People were willing to buy. And because people were willing to buy what I was doing, I was encouraged. Why don't you think about actually setting up a business page to showcase your work? And I thought, okay, well, why not? That's what I did. So fast forward, 2019, I was nominated for an award, and a friend of mine on Instagram nominated me. I didn't know what the award was at the time. I didn't even know I had been nominated at all. Just pushing me. And so yeah, in 2019, I was nominated for the Black Business, and I won that. I won that award in October of 2019. And I would be honest to say that I didn't just win the award. The award came as a result of hard work and perseverance. I mean, I traveled up and down the UK. And because I had so much support in terms of friends and family, I then had an array of people I had never met all over the globe just showing me so much love. And I'm going to show you one of the prototypes that I actually started so that you get an idea of what I'm saying to you. And then you can also check out my work as well. So this was one of my prototypes. It was a simple image such as this. This is what I started with. And my work has evolved since then into a wide range of art that I now create. And so this is another piece that I recently just did. And it's all made from fabric. Everything is made from fabric. So I was quite impressed with what Antoinetta was saying, that she loves fabric. I've always loved fabric. I grew up with fabric, and my art really just represents my culture. It represents my identity, and it represents my heritage. I was born and raised in Ghana and came here to have a love for our fabric with it. And so when this idea came to me, I believe it was a God idea. Do you know what I mean? It came to me, and I literally kind of threw myself in there. And I think I used as a teenager, accessorize for the customer. So I've been able to use those skills in my current do now. I don't do this as a full-time job. I'm actually, you know, working full-time with social services, but this is something that I'm very passionate about. So some of the challenges that I kind of had along the way was the financial aspect of it, because it wasn't a business that I initially thought to start with. You know, as time went on and I had customers, I was able to build a bit of a fund where I could now buy frames in bulk. I could buy materials in bulk and be able to stock up. Whereas before that, I would have to take a deposit from a customer, create the piece of work, then they pay me the rest after I finished the piece of work, and send it off to them. And I found that I was actually losing money, because sometimes I didn't know how to price things. I didn't know how to judge in terms of even posting it out to them and things like that. But along the way, I learned valuable lessons, and I'm still learning up till now. I'm still learning how to make sure that my artwork isn't just a business, but it's a service that is given with excellence. And you know, as I said, some of the typical things that I encountered were the finances, but then traveling to different exhibitions and different events was just exhausting at times on public transport. And sometimes, you know, friends or my cousin might drop me somewhere and then I had to find an Uber back home. But all in all, I have learned the value of being able to showcase something that you are good at. I've been given the confidence to believe in my work and to create work that actually gives people that kind of a, really, did you really do that? And I'm like, yeah, I did. What did you do with it? How did you do it? And I just love the questions and the curiosity sometimes that people have when it comes to my work. I've been fortunate to have my work kind of travel across the globe as well, you know, into the USA, into Spain, into Italy, into Ghana. And that's simply because some people have actually even traveled in, having seen my work on social media, they've traveled in and said, I need to come to one of your exhibitions so that I can purchase one of your pieces. And I'm just like, wow. And this is not something I even set out to do in the beginning. So it actually blows me away sometimes when I get such feedback from total strangers who I've never met from anywhere. So moving on from that, I think that some of the positives that I really picked up along the way with regards to this is that I've had the most amazing support from strangers, people I've never met, but they see my work, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, and they're like, did you do that work? Oh my goodness. Can I get your details so I can buy it for my mom or my brother or my boyfriend or my husband? I've created sentimental pieces. Those ones they are special to me. When somebody actually sees my work and says, oh, you know, one of the first creations I did actually was for an old school friend of mine whose mother had passed away, and she used to wear a head wrap like I've got on right now. And she asked me to use that head wrap and create a piece of artwork for her. I personally nearly cried myself when she asked me, because I just thought, my goodness, this is something that is so special, you know. And I've had people ask me to do pieces for their anniversaries for a newborn baby that's just arrived, or somebody has just moved into a new home and they want something that is relatable and something that they can identify with. And I am just honored. Anytime somebody comes to me and they say, Bertha, could you do this for me? I am honored, because I know that how hard it can be for us to part with our money. And I want to be able to give a service that you go away happy knowing that I spent however much I spent, but the service and the quality of a person to go away with and be able to give me that feedback. I believe that feedback is absolutely important, and I'm always open for feedback. So anytime
About
I
a
send
minute
out
left.
a piece to a customer,
We have
great.
about a minute
I'm
left, okay?
happy for a customer. Fantastic.
Okay.
So I'm always happy for a customer to come back and give me feedback. And so when it comes to, you know, giving a service with excellence, that is what I aim to do all the time. 5 things I want to leave with you is that you need to be determined to win. Number 2 is to be prepared to work hard. Number 3 is to get yourself out there and connect. And number 4, be prepared to come out of your comfort zone. Was one of the things I had to learn to do while doing what I'm doing. And then be your own motivator. Sometimes you can't wait for anybody to come and motivate you to get out there when it's raining, when it's cold, to go and do an exhibition. You have to be your own motivator. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope it has been good.
Thank you very much, Bertha. That has been really good and beautiful. I'm not great at artwork. I can do artistic things, but all of that, it's amazing to me. So thank you very, very much for sharing your story. And again, smiling and looking so happy about what you're doing. And I think that's a motivator to other people, that you can be a business person and you can be working hard, you can using your talents, and you can enjoy it as well. So your enjoyment of what you do came across, so that's great. One of the things that I picked up from what you said was that you said, I did a little bit of market research to find out what people thought, you know, about your work. And I think that's one thing that people do have to remember about doing a bit of research. It might seem, it could be like you did a Vox Pop, asking people what they think, or it could be wider searching, not necessarily to stop you from launching what you're doing, but to help to inform how you're doing what you're doing and how it's being received. And so I think that's a really good bit of advice to share with everyone today. So thank you very much for taking the time and for sharing. So we really appreciate that and enjoyed it. Thank you.